Special thanks to Nix, Holly Miller, CJ, Kaorianne Mori, Karen Duca, Sarah Bear, L, Kipachi, Chase Howard, Maxine Lankow, Devon Kellogg, Top Shelf, Rennie, Thomas Penny, Greyhound, Gravity Gaia, Lillian of the Vale, Emily Potter, Gay Shecky, Ale, Willow McIntosh, Kelly Brock, Carolyn, and Mango Mail for supporting the channel and supporting my content. One take. Again, I'm getting good at this. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be taking a look at r/Tales from Tech Support. This is quite similar to r/Tales from Retail, so I thought I might as well give it a look. Why not? I enjoyed Tales from Retail, it was quite funny. I was originally going to do another video on that today, and I stumbled upon this, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's take a look, shall we? When you need to price out moving the servers so we can turn the server room into a break room. So my boss showed me a memo this morning. We need you to price out moving the servers downstairs so we can turn the server room into an executive break room. I asked him if it was a joke, and he told me no. Well boss, why don't you call the fire alarm company and price out installing a new fire suppression system and start there? Do we really need to go that far? Yeah, start with the outside contractors first. Besides, I bet any money those guys will charge 3 arms and a leg to take out the old system and add a new system downstairs. That's not 1 but 2 major construction jobs. Yeah, we can't leave the server room a death trap, so we need to call the access control company as well, he replied. Oh, and make sure to CC all the higher ups on the running tally, I suggested. That idiot that decided to move the break room is going to get a sticker shock long before we are done. Update, had the AC company do an estimate, $78,000. Also got an email from the idiot who ordered the estimate. He wanted to be sure that we had room in the $20,000 budget for their espresso machine. The swapping of rooms has been cancelled, and the new scope of the IT department is wiring up a display and PC on the wall to do streaming video. I gotta wonder what the switching of the rooms even would have achieved. Could you not just leave the break room where it is and leave the server where it is? Why do they need to be moved? Sometimes I wonder if the people that make these choices do it purely because they have nothing else to do. They're like, I'm bored. What do we do today? Oh, I know. Let's move the server room. Oh no, I skipped those steps. At work, we've got a ticketing system, which we introduced in 2020 as the pandemic was ramping up. My boss made it very clear to everyone, no more walk-ups unless your computer is so broken you can't put a ticket in. Most people adhered to that, except one person. Let's call her Sue. Sue is an older lady and is steadfast in her refusal to learn how to use computers. She's very manipulative when it comes to this. Sometimes she'll lure you into conversation, asking how your weekend was, and use that as a segue into, oh, while we're here, can you do this for me? Other times she'll sit out in front of the office in shared working space, and as soon as you walk past, sigh audibly or mutter, hoping you'll say, what's wrong, Sue? Other times she'll just barge in and look for the first person to make eye contact with her, put her computer down in front of them, blurt out her issue, and get that person to fix it for her. Once she even complimented my computer skills to try and get me to drop my guard and create some folders on her desktop. Yes, really. I'm wise to her shit and will gladly send her out of the office to put a ticket in, and say we'll ask her to come in only if we need to look at her computer. Often she'll respond to our instructions with, oh, that didn't work, so that we have no choice but to ask her to come in because clicking a TeamViewer link is like pulling goddamn teeth. One day, she had put a ticket in for something that was a known issue. I replied with step-by-step instructions which included screenshots with all the buttons you need to click circled. There were 7 steps in total. About 20 minutes later, she came barging in saying those steps didn't work. Me being wise to her shit, asked her to sit down and follow these steps again while she was in the office. Sue then acted flustered, not sure how to switch between the instructions and what she was asked to do. She knew, she just acted dumb. But after a bit of huffing and puffing, she started. After a minute later, she said those steps still didn't work. I asked her what step she got up to. She said step 6. I looked on the screen and saw she had only done steps 1 and 2. I asked her if she'd done steps 3 to 5, and she said dismissively, oh no, I skipped those steps. Sue had 7 steps to follow. Total time to complete these steps would have been 2 minutes at the very most, and she decided to skip 3 entire steps. I told her to follow the steps again, in their entirety, not skipping a single one. And what do you know, the issue was resolved and she acted surprised. In her spare time, this woman loves to bake. We know because she's brought us in food before to butter us up for a barrage of questions a day or two later. So she knows the importance of following instructions. She just refused to do them this time because she wanted someone else to do it for her. Too long, don't read. A woman at work was given step by step, with screenshots, instructions to fix her computer. She skipped 3 of them, then complained that our instructions didn't work. I know all too well the exact type of person this is. I think everyone knows this type of person. It's like the lengths they go to not have to do something. They will put in more effort to not have to do something than it would have taken to just do that thing. Hit my breaking point today. Quick background. I work for a very large computer company that ships servers worldwide. I am in charge of RMA, RCA, and will try to help customers online to avoid returns. Last month, customer orders a series of systems with an older OS which is close to EOL, even after being spoken to about this at length. Once systems are installed, the customer decides to update BIOS to a non-approved version and breaks the logging process. Fan sensors no longer reporting. Customer calls in ticket on Friday. I spent all weekend creating a patch to fix the issue. This morning, customer refuses to install the patch or cold boot the system and wants to replace all servers at my company's cost. It's only 9 AM and I am already done for the day. That just hurts. That hurts to hear. Working the weekend as well for a customer that is ungrateful. I feel like when you've been working in IT that long, you probably know that they're gonna be ungrateful for something like that. Like, I think possibly it was because they realized that they had got servers in running on a old OS and they went, I wonder if we can pay for the old one, break it, claim that it's the company's version and get the company to give us a newer one for the price of the old one. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice? The server is underwater. So I used to work for an MSP that specialized in school tech support, and I worked on the help desk. I answer the phone as usual, and the following conversation takes place. IT equals me, you equals customer. Hello, this is blank, how can I help? We have no internet, and the server is underwater. Sorry sir, can you repeat that? The line isn't great. The server is underwater. Ah, okay, so the server is suffering from water damage. What exactly happened? How extensive is the damage? The area flooded, and so has the school. The server is partially submerged. Can you help at all? Right, okay. There's not much I can do from my end, I'm afraid. I'll raise this to the area manager, and they'll be in contact to arrange a visit. The server is powered off, correct? No, it's still running and has power. Okay, sir. I suggest, if possible, you shut the power to it, if you can do so safely. Not much to add, but it's one of the calls I had that caught me so off guard. If you have a server that is submerged in water, first of all, would the first thing you do not be to turn it off, right? The very first thing you should do if something is fully submerged underwater and is electrical is cut power to that item. That's dangerous. That could do so much. Anybody that walks in that water, even not in that room, could get electrocuted. Like, that's dangerous. Second of all, what is an IT guy supposed to do? Like, oh yeah, so I hope you have scuba gear because our server is underwater. Are they expecting it to still work? Like, there's being not very tech smart, and then there's hoping that an IT guy can fix a server that is fully submerged in water. Who is on call for IT? I'm typing this on a desktop with a full keyboard, so I expect you to judge my spelling and formatting harshly. I'm not IT, but I am one of those unofficial go-to guys at work because I'm good with technology. I'm an RN who used to work night shift. If the IT guys actually knew how many middle of the night calls I stopped people from making, they'd buy me pizza or something. You know, they're on call, so I should call them even though the solution is reboot 99% of the time. It took us a long time to break people out of the habit. Instead, to not call someone in the middle of the night unless it's truly important and prevents you from doing your job. One such situation was 1:30 AM. I wasn't called over, I just happened to be walking by the nurse's station and overheard someone ask, "Who is on call for IT? What's the problem?" "I can't get this computer to turn on. When I push the power button, the screen stays black." A quick glance to the tower to see if the front power button was lit, and the problem was obvious. Well, it probably won't turn on because there's no computer there. The space on the desk just to the right of the monitor where the tower had always resided is bare, save for the unplugged ends of several cables. Oh, so was she just like pressing the on button on the monitor? Is that all she was doing? I guess if you're used to using like an Apple computer where the screen is the computer, maybe it makes sense that you might not immediately assume that all computers, like that not all computers work like that, if that's like completely what you're used to. But like the majority of computers, the broad majority of computers they're not just built into the screen. If it is too large, then why is my computer able to access it? I recently received a phone call from a user experiencing low disk space. I ended up having to explain why storing 4K video on a low-end Chromebook does not make sense. I understand that you want to have a local copy of the video available, but the file is too large and your computer is not capable of playing 4K video. I can convert the file to a lower resolution for your Chromebook. No, I don't want you to convert the file to a lower resolution. I want to be able to view the files as I always have. Did anything change recently? No, nothing changed. We have the events once a month, and the videographer gives me the original file on a USB drive, and I copy it to my computer. We almost didn't get a recording of the last 4 events because the last videographer quit and we had to find a new one last minute. So something did change. You changed videographer. Looking at the file size of the videos, I see what the problem is. Your new videographer is recording at 4K resolution. This produces extremely massive files. Your old videographer was recording at DVD resolution. Yes, I want high resolution, just like my DVDs. This is not just like your DVDs. It is considered ultra high resolution, and you do not know any equipment capable of playing that resolution. The files are too large for your computer. I would suggest keeping the original on the USB thumb drive, and I can create a DVD resolution file for you to keep on your hard drive. If it is too large, then why is my computer able to access it? Your computer simply plays the resolution it is capable of playing. I have a meeting in 5 minutes. I'll have to call back, but I find this extremely unacceptable that suddenly my computer is now unable to play high resolution video when it worked perfectly all last year. Goodbye. This is your classic case of, I don't know what the issue is and I don't want to admit that, so I hate you. This person's like, it is unacceptable that my computer can no longer do this thing that it's never been able to do. It's also one of those things where like, no matter how much you explain it, you can be like, so the resolution the previous videos have been in is 1080p. They are now filming in 4K. And he'll be like, I don't know what that means, but it's been able to play them before and it can play these ones. It's like, no, listen. They'll never get it. And that's where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize. By no means should you feel like you have to though. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.